Gemini, listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to tell you on this 13th day of August, 2026, is not random. It is not coincidence. And it is absolutely not too late. There is a person entering your orbit, or perhaps already standing quietly at the edge of your life, who is going to love you in a way that makes every past heartbreak feel like it was merely clearing the ground for something sacred. You have been waiting. You have been doubting. You have whispered to the universe at 2 in the morning, wondering if your heart was simply too much, too complicated, too restless to be held by one steady soul. But the cosmos is about to prove every single one of those fears wrong. And the way this miracle arrives will surprise you completely. Before we go deeper, I need you to do one small thing for me. Drop, comment, and tell me where in the world you are watching this from right now. And tap that like button so the universe knows you are open, you are ready, and you are saying yes to this love. Now breathe and let me take you deeper. Your lucky numbers for this powerful reading are 7, 14, 23, 38, and 42. Write them down, carry them close, whisper them before you sleep tonight. Because these are not ordinary digits, Gemini. These are coordinates the universe has placed along your path for this specific cycle, and they will appear in unexpected moments. Time on clock, receipt, phone number, seat assignment. When you see them, do not ignore them. They are the cosmos tapping your shoulder, saying, yes, you are on the right road, keep walking. And your lucky color today and throughout this lunar window is emerald green, the color of the heart chakra unlocked, of growth after a long winter, of something living and breathing where there was once only dry soil. Wear it, surround yourself with it, let it rest against your skin, because emerald green is the frequency of the love that is coming toward you, tender, abundant, and deeply rooted. Gemini, beautiful, brilliant, endlessly searching Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the 13th of August, 2026, and I need you to hear me when I say this. Today is not an ordinary day in your love story. Today, the veil between what you have been praying for and what is physically manifesting in your life grows thin, almost transparent, almost within reach. There is a promise written into the stars for you right now, and it reads like this. Someone is coming, or someone already present is about to shift, and the love they carry for you will not resemble anything you have known before. It will not be the anxious, chasing, uncertain love that left you breathless and confused. It will not be the half-present, emotionally unavailable affection that made you question your own worth. No, this love will feel like being set down gently after years of running. It will feel like exhaling. It will feel like finally being seen without having to perform, without having to be clever, without having to split yourself into 12 different versions just to keep someone interested. But here is the tension I must name, because I will not pretend it does not exist. You have been waiting, Gemini, and waiting is its own kind of grief. You have watched others fall into love easily while you felt like you were solving a riddle no one else had to solve. You have doubted yourself. You have wondered if your duality, your restless mind, your need for both depth and freedom made you too difficult to love fully. And that doubt has calcified into a quiet ache in your chest, the kind you do not even mention to your closest friends because you are tired of explaining it. You have carried the heartache of almost loves, of connections that sparked and then faded, of promises that dissolved like morning mist. And I know how exhausting that is. I know how it makes you want to close the door and say, fine, I will be alone, I will be self-sufficient, I will stop hoping, because hoping is what keeps hurting. But I need you to hear this next part with your whole soul. The delay was never denial. The silence was never an absence. The universe was not ignoring you. The universe was preparing the person, preparing the timing, preparing the version of you that can receive this love without flinching, without self-sabotaging, without reaching for the familiar wound instead of the unfamiliar tenderness. Every heartbreak you survived was a sculptor's chisel, removing what was not meant to stay, shaping you into the vessel that can now hold something vast and steady. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. The tarot confirms this beautifully. I am pulling the energy of the Two of Cups reversed, finally turning upright for you, Gemini. For so long, that card has sat inverted in your readings, showing misalignment, showing two people who could not quite sync, showing love offered and love missed. But in this cycle, in this very week, the card is rotating. It is turning upright. And that means mutual recognition is arriving. That means someone will look at you and see you, truly see you, not the mask, not the performance, not the witty deflection, but the tender, longing, beautifully complex soul underneath. The Lover's card also hums beneath this reading. whispering that this connection carries a soul contract energy, sense of I have known you before, sense of destiny rather than accident. Now, gentle reminder, dear one, this reading is general energy. It is a broadcast from the cosmos meant to reach many hearts at once. So I ask you to filter these words through your own intuition. Take what resonates, release what does not, and trust that your spirit knows which sentences were written specifically for you. Later in this reading, we are going to walk together through your love life in deep detail, both for couples and for those still searching. We will speak about your career, your finances, your health, your family, your energy, and I will reveal your compatibility signs for this season. There is so much waiting for you in the chapters ahead, and I do not want you to miss a single word. But before we continue, if this message is already touching something soft inside you, if you felt that recognition in your chest when I spoke about the waiting and the doubt, I ask you gently, tap the like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Let the algorithm know that this message found you, and let it find other Geminis who need to hear it tonight. Your small act of support helps this reading travel further than you know. The universe is also showing me that this miracle will not arrive with fireworks and grand announcements. It will arrive quietly, a text that makes you smile for no logical reason, a conversation that goes deeper than you expected, a moment where someone remembers a tiny detail you mentioned weeks ago, and you realize, oh, they were listening, they were paying attention, they see me. That is how it begins, small, gentle, almost easy to overlook if you're still scanning the horizon for something dramatic. But this time, Gemini, the miracle whispers instead of shouts, and the whisper is so much more powerful than the shout. What happens next is important, because we are about to go deeper into every area of your life, and the picture that emerges will show you how connected everything truly is. How the healing in your heart unlocks the abundance in your hands. How the peace in your body clears the fog in your mind. How the love you have been begging the universe for is already walking toward you, step by step, closer than you believe. Gemini, I want you to slow down right now. I want you to unclench your jaw. I want you to drop your shoulders away from your ears and take one long, slow breath in through your nose and release it through your mouth as if you're blowing out a candle that has been burning for far too long. Because there is something I need to say to you that no one has said clearly enough, and it is this. You are not too much. You never were. The mind that races in 6 directions at once, the heart that feels everything at full volume, the soul that needs both solitude and stimulation, both depth and lightness, both loyalty and space. That is not a flaw. That is not a burden you must apologize for. That is a sacred design, and the person who is meant for you will not ask you to dim a single facet of that design. They will lean closer. They will say, tell me more. They will find your complexity not exhausting but endlessly fascinating, like a book they never want to finish reading, because every chapter reveals something new. But I know that believing this is harder than hearing it. You have been conditioned by past rejections, by lovers who wanted a simpler version of you, by friends who called you indecisive, by a world that rewards stillness and punishes restlessness. And so somewhere deep inside, you built a quiet rule that says, if I am fully myself, I will be left. And that rule, that invisible, aching rule, has been running your love life from the shadows. You have been editing yourself before anyone else could edit you. You have been leaving before you could be left. You have been performing ease when you felt anything, and I need you to know that the universe sees this pattern, and the universe is gently, lovingly, firmly dismantling it, not to punish you, to free you. There is something deeper here, Gemini. The stars are not simply handing you a new love. They are handing you a new relationship with yourself first, because the love that is coming requires you to believe you deserve it. And that belief is the real miracle. That belief is the real surprise. Because once you truly accept that you are worthy of a love that stays, love that chooses you every single morning without hesitation, everything shifts. The desperation dissolves. The anxious checking fades. You stop performing and start simply being. And in that being, you become magnetic in a way that no strategy or technique could ever replicate. The tarot is laying out a fuller picture for you now, and I want you to listen closely. The first card that rises is the star, upright, luminous, pouring water endlessly onto the earth. This card is healing after devastation. This card is the quiet after the storm when the sky clears and the first light touches the ground and everything smells like rain and possibility. For you, Gemini, the star says that the wound you have been carrying, the one you stopped talking about because you thought enough time had passed, is finally, truly healing, not being covered over, not being bypassed, actually healing. The tissue is knitting back together, and the love that comes next will not reopen that wound. It will rest gently beside the scar and say, I see where you were hurt, and I will not add to it. The second card is the Hermit, and before you worry, this is not a card of permanent loneliness. This is a card of sacred inner work that is completing. The Hermit says that the period of withdrawal, of questioning, of going inward to find your own truth, is reaching its final phase. You have been in that cave long enough. You have held the lantern long enough. You have asked yourself the hard questions. And now, you are walking back toward the entrance of the cave, and there is light ahead, and there is a hand reaching in to meet yours. The solitude served its purpose. You are not meant to stay in it. The third card is the Ace of Cups. And oh, Gemini, this card makes my spirit ache with tenderness for you. The Ace of Cups is a new emotional beginning. It is the very first drop of a love that has not existed before. It is overflow. It is the cup filling past its rim, because the universe is pouring more than you asked for, more than you budgeted for, more than your heart has been sized to hold. And I need you to understand that this overflow may feel overwhelming at first. You may receive kindness and not know what to do with it. You may receive consistency and feel suspicious of it. You may receive tenderness and want to deflect it with a joke because vulnerability terrifies you more than absence ever did. That is normal. That is the old pattern trying to protect you one last time. You do not have to fight it. You simply have to let the cup fill. You simply have to say, yes, I will receive this. Yes, I will let myself be loved without earning it first. But that is not all. The fourth card hovering at the edge of the spread is Justice, and it speaks to balance restored. Where you once gave more than you received, the scales are correcting. Where you once accepted crumbs and called it a meal, your spirit is now saying, no, I deserve the full table. Justice here is not cold. Justice here is not punishment. Justice here is the universe saying, what was taken from you emotionally is being returned with interest. The love you poured into people who could not hold it is coming back to you, redirected, refined, and aimed at a heart that will actually cherish it. And beneath all of these cards, beneath the Star and the Hermit and the Ace of Cups and Justice, there is a single humming energy, a single thread connecting them all, and that thread is destiny. Not a destiny that removes your free will, not a destiny that forces you into a path, but a destiny that opens the door and whispers, walk through when you are ready. And you are almost ready, Gemini. You are almost there. The last few steps are the hardest because they require you to release the familiar pain and step into unfamiliar joy. And joy, when you have been without it for so long, can feel more frightening than sorrow because sorrow is known, and joy is wild and uncontrollable. But I promise you, this joy will not abandon you. This joy will stay. The universe is also showing me that your intuition is sharpening dramatically in this cycle. You will start to know things before they are spoken. You will feel someone's energy before they enter the room. You will get a sudden, unexplainable certainty about a person, place, a decision, and I need you to trust that certainty. Do not talk yourself out of it. Do not ask 5 friends for their opinions and let them dilute what your soul already knows. Your inner voice is clear right now. It has been cleared of static. Listen to it. Follow it. It is leading you directly toward the miracle. And if you have been feeling unworthy of good things, if you have been waiting for the other shoe to drop every time something beautiful begins to form, I need you to hear this with every cell in your body. You do not have to suffer to deserve happiness. You do not have to earn rest. You do not have to prove your pain was severe enough to qualify for healing. You are allowed to be loved simply because you exist. You are allowed to receive simply because you are here. The universe does not require a payment plan for tenderness. It is free. It is yours. It is already on its way. What happens next is important, because we are about to walk through the specific areas of your life: love, health, career, money, family, and energy. And you will see how this one central shift, this decision to believe you are worthy of being loved, creates ripples in every single direction. Nothing in your life operates separately. Everything is connected. And when the heart opens, the whole world rearranges itself around that opening. Gemini, let us talk now about your body, because your body has been keeping a secret for you, and it is time to thank it and release it. For weeks now, perhaps even months, you have been carrying tension in places you do not even consciously register anymore. Your shoulders have been drawn up toward your ears like they are trying to protect your throat. Your jaw has been tight, locked, as if you have been biting back words you desperately needed to say. Your chest has held a shallow breath, never quite filling, never quite releasing, as if your lungs were afraid that a full exhale would crack something open. And I want you to know, none of that was weakness. None of that was you being dramatic. That was your body holding the emotional weight that your mind could not process alone. That was your body saying, I will carry this for you until you are ready to set it down. And now, Gemini, you are ready. You are setting it down. The health message for you in this cycle is one of release and restoration. The universe is asking you to move the stored grief, the stored frustration, the stored waiting out of your physical form. You do not need to run a marathon. You do not need to overhaul your entire routine overnight. But you do need to move. Walk outside with no destination. Stretch in the morning while the light is still soft and golden. Let yourself cry if the tears come, because tears are not failure. They are liquid release. They are the body's ancient wisdom saying, this no longer needs to live inside me. Drink more water than you think you need. Sleep without guilt. Rest without earning it. Your nervous system has been in survival mode. Scanning for threats, scanning for rejection, scanning for the moment when the other shoe drops. And the stars are telling you, gently, firmly, you can stand down now. The threat is passing. The season of vigilance is ending. Your body is allowed to soften. But that is not all. There is something happening in your throat chakra specifically, Gemini, and it connects directly to what is coming in your career. You are a sign ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, of language, of the quicksilver mind that connects dots others cannot see. And for a period now, that communication channel has felt blocked. You have known what to say but could not find the timing. You have had ideas but doubted whether they would be received. You have swallowed your truth in meetings, in conversations, in moments where speaking up felt dangerous. But that blockage is dissolving. Right now, in this very week, the Mercury energy is shifting from retrograde confusion into forward clarity. And what that means for your work life is nothing short of a breakthrough. Your career, Gemini, is about to receive a surge of recognition that you did not see coming. Perhaps you have been doing excellent work in silence, hoping someone would notice, hoping your effort would speak for itself. And perhaps it has not been noticed in the way you deserved, and that invisibility has stung. It has made you question whether you should speak louder, push harder, demand more. But the cosmos says, you will not need to demand. The right eyes are turning toward you now. A conversation you have been avoiding, pitch you have been drafting in your mind for weeks, an idea you dismissed as too ambitious is about to find its moment. You will speak, and this time, the room will listen, you will share your vision, and someone in a position of influence will say, yes, let us build this together. The communication breakthrough is not something you force. It is something you allow. It arrives when you stop overthinking the delivery and simply let the truth of what you know flow through you. And for those of you who are searching for work, who are in that painful liminal space between one chapter and the next, sending applications into silence, refreshing your inbox, wondering if you have been forgotten by the professional world, I need you to hear this. The silence is not a no. The silence is a not yet. And the not yet is shorter than you think. The universe is arranging a connection, referral, a message that arrives seemingly out of nowhere. That will open a door you did not even know existed. It may come through an old contact. It may come through a conversation at a gathering where you almost did not go. It may come through a job listing that catches your eye at exactly the right moment. Stay open, say yes to invitations that feel slightly outside your routine. The opportunity is wearing a disguise, and it will not always look like the path you imagined, but it will lead you where you need to go. There is something deeper here regarding your finances, Gemini, and I want to approach it with tenderness because I know money stress is not just about numbers. It is about safety. It is about dignity. It is about lying awake at 3 in the morning doing calculations that never quite add up, wondering how much longer you can stretch, wondering if you will always feel this tight, this constrained, this one unexpected expense away from panic. And I want to speak directly to that fear and say, it is easing. The pressure is easing. There is a financial shift entering your life in this cycle, and it may come as an unexpected payment, refund, a small windfall, freelance opportunity, a raise that was delayed but is finally being processed. It may not be the lottery. It may not be a dramatic transformation overnight, but it will be enough to let you breathe again. It will be enough to remind you that the universe does not abandon you in the practical matters of survival. You will not always be in this tightness. The current is turning. The tarot confirms this with the Six of Pentacles appearing in your financial sector. The card of receiving, of generosity flowing toward you, of scales tipping back in your favor. Where you have been the one giving, lending, stretching yourself thin for others while your own cup ran dry, the energy reverses. Help comes, support arrives. Someone offers something you did not ask for, and your instinct may be to refuse out of pride, out of the belief that you should manage alone. Do not refuse, accept gracefully, say thank you, let yourself be helped. You have helped so many others. You are allowed to be on the receiving end now. And I want you to notice how connected all of this is, Gemini. The emotional release in your body creates space for the communication breakthrough in your career. The communication breakthrough opens the financial door. The financial relief quiets the background anxiety that has been poisoning your sleep, your focus, your ability to be present in love. It is all one river, it is all one healing. And it is all happening now, in this cycle, under these stars for you. Later in this reading, we will move into the matters of the heart in full detail. Love for couples, love for singles. The specific energy of this person who is coming to love you more than anyone ever has. Family, energy, compatibility. I will leave nothing unspoken. But for now, let this section settle into your bones. Let your shoulders drop one more inch. Let your breath deepen one more degree. You are being taken care of in ways you cannot yet fully see, but the architecture is already in place. The walls are already rising. The shelter is already being built around you. Gemini, we are entering the most sacred part of this reading now, the part your soul has been waiting for since you clicked on this video, since you saw those words. This person will love you more than anyone ever has, and felt a jolt of recognition mixed with disbelief. So let us sit with this together. Let us go slowly. Let us treat this with the reverence it deserves. Because what the stars are showing me about your love life in this cycle is not a small thing. It is not a casual flirtation. It is not a temporary comfort. It is the kind of love that rearranges your understanding of what love can be. It is the kind of love that makes you look back at every past relationship and think, oh, so that was never really it. That was the rehearsal. That was the rough draft. This is the final, luminous, unapologetic truth of what my heart was made for. For those of you in a relationship, Gemini, this chapter carries a profound deepening. Perhaps lately there has been distance. Perhaps the daily machinery of life, the obligations, the tiredness, the small resentments that pile up like dust on a shelf, has made the connection feel thinner than you would like to admit. Perhaps you have been wondering if the spark is simply gone. If what you have is comfortable but no longer electric. If you have settled into a quiet parallel existence rather than a true intertwining. And that fear, that quiet, unspoken fear, has been aching beneath your smiles. But the cards say no. It is not gone. It is buried under routine, and this cycle is the excavation. A conversation is coming, one that goes deeper than logistics, deeper than whose turn it is to handle the bills, deeper than the surface negotiations of shared life. In this conversation, one of you will say something vulnerable, something unguarded, and the other will not deflect. The other will reach across the space and say, I am here. I still choose you. I choose you not out of habit, but out of active daily, renewed devotion, and something will crack open in the best possible way. The love will not be new, but it will feel new because it will finally be honest. But that is not all. For those of you who are single, who have been walking through the world with your heart carefully wrapped in protective layers, who have told yourself you are fine alone, you are complete alone, you do not need another person to validate your existence. And all of that is true. All of that is sacred. And yet beneath the armor, there is still a small, tender voice that whispers, but I want to be held. I want to be someone's first thought in the morning. I want to be missed. I want to be chosen not as an option, but as a certainty. And Gemini, I am here to tell you that voice is not foolish. That voice is not needy. That voice is your soul speaking its truth, and the universe is answering it. This person is coming, or, as I said before, they may already be at the periphery of your awareness. Perhaps they are in your extended social circle. Perhaps they are someone you met briefly and dismissed because the timing was wrong. Perhaps they are someone who will appear in the next few weeks in a setting that feels ordinary, workplace, gathering, shared interest, mutual friends introduction. But the meeting will not feel ordinary. There will be a moment, a small moment where your eyes meet or your words land in a way that surprises you both, and something ancient will stir, something that says, ah, there you are, I have been looking for you. And this love, Gemini, will not ask you to shrink. That is the miracle. That is what makes it different from every love that came before. This person will not need you to be quieter, simpler, less. They will not be intimidated by your mind. They will not be threatened by your independence. They will not ask you to choose between your freedom and your tenderness because they understand, instinctively, that for you, those two things are not opposites. They are partners. They will love your restlessness because they see it as aliveness. They will love your contradictions because they see them as depth. They will love the version of you that talks too fast when you are excited, and the version that goes silent when you are overwhelmed. And they will not make you feel like you must choose which self to present. They will love all of them, all of you, more than anyone ever has. There is something deeper here, and I want you to let it land. You have been carrying a story that says the love you want is too much to ask for. That wanting to be adored, to be prioritized, to be met with consistency and passion and emotional presence, is somehow greedy or unrealistic. And that story was planted in you by people who could not give you what you needed, so they convinced you that what you needed was too much. But it was never too much. You were simply asking the wrong people for the right thing. And now the right person is arriving, and they will make the right thing feel easy. They will make being loved feel like breathing instead of like earning. And you will weep, Gemini, not from sadness, from relief, from the overwhelming, staggering relief of finally being met at your own depth. The universe is also showing me powerful shift in your family sphere. There has been tension, perhaps unspoken, perhaps a distance that grew slowly over months or even years. A parent, sibling, close relative with whom the words have become careful, measured, guarded. You have been waiting for them to reach out, or you have been too proud, too hurt, too exhausted to reach out yourself. And the cards say that in this cycle, the ice begins to thaw. It may be a small gesture. A text that says, "I was thinking of you." A phone call that is shorter than it should be but warmer than the last one. A moment where you both quietly agree to stop keeping score. You do not need to solve every old wound in one conversation. You simply need to leave the door open a crack. The healing will do the rest slowly, gently, in its own time. Your family bonds are not broken. They are simply tired. And tired things heal with rest, not with force. Give it rest, give it grace. The reconnection is already beginning. And I want you to feel how all of this love, romantic love, familial love, self-love, is not separate. It is one current flowing through different channels. When you let yourself be loved by this person who is coming, you also soften toward your family. When you forgive your family, you release the tension that was blocking your ability to receive romantic love. When you love yourself, truly, without conditions, you stop attracting people who confirm your unworthiness and start attracting people who reflect your wholeness. It is all one river, Gemini. And the river is flowing toward you. It is flowing toward peace. It is flowing toward the life you have been quietly praying for in the hours when no one else could hear you. Later in this reading, we will speak about your energy, your emotional state, your focus and studies if you are a student. And I will reveal your 3 compatibility signs for this season. There is still so much to uncover, and I will not rush through it. But for now, let this love section settle into your chest. Let it warm the places that have been cold. Let it remind you that you were made for this. You were made to be loved fully, wildly, tenderly, completely. And it is not a fantasy. It is not consolation. It is a promise written in the stars above you right now, on this 13th day of August, 2026, and it is yours. Gemini, let us speak now about your energy, because I can feel from across this space that your emotional state has been oscillating wildly in recent weeks. One morning you wake up with a fragile hope, a small green shoot of optimism pushing through the soil, and by afternoon something happens. A memory surfaces, text goes unanswered, plan falls through, and that shoot is trampled flat again. You go from "I think things are getting better" to "maybe I am fooling myself," sometimes within the span of a single hour. And that oscillation is exhausting. It is exhausting to build yourself up only to feel the ground shift beneath you again. It is exhausting to dare to hope, and then immediately brace for the disappointment that your past has taught you to expect. And I want to validate that exhaustion. You are not being weak. You are not being dramatic. You are a heart that has been through so many cycles of almost that trust feels like walking barefoot on broken glass. But here is the shift, Gemini, and I need you to hear it clearly. The oscillation is slowing down. The swings are becoming less extreme. The dips are becoming shorter, shallower, easier to climb out of. You are moving from a season of doubt into a season of cautious, then growing, then unshakable hope. And it will not happen in one dramatic moment, it will happen in tiny increments. A morning where you wake up and the first thought is not worry. An afternoon where something small goes right, and you let yourself enjoy it without waiting for the other shoe to drop. An evening where you realize you went 3 whole hours without mentally rehearsing a worst-case scenario. These small moments are not insignificant. They are the new foundation being laid, brick by brick, thought by thought, breath by breath. And by the end of this month, you will look back and realize that the heavy fog has lifted, and you can see clearly again. And the view is beautiful, and it is yours. There is something deeper here regarding your emotional state, and it connects to the spiritual theme of transformation that has been running beneath your entire reading. You are not simply returning to who you were before the heartache, before the doubt, before the long season of waiting. You are becoming someone new, someone who has been through the fire and did not burn, someone who carries the wisdom of pain without being defined by it, someone who can feel joy without guilt, who can receive love without suspicion, who can rest without earning. This is not the same person who started this journey. This is a more integrated, more grounded, more deeply rooted version of you. And this version is the one who gets to receive the miracle. This version is the one who can hold it without dropping it. Be proud of yourself, Gemini. You have done the quiet, invisible, unglamorous work of becoming, and no one may have applauded you for it, but the universe saw. The universe is proud of you too. Now for those of you who are students, who are in the thick of learning, of exams, of focus and discipline and the overwhelming pressure to perform, the stars have a specific and tender message for you. The mental fog that has plagued you, the inability to concentrate, the feeling of reading the same paragraph 4 times and absorbing none of it, the anxiety that whispers you are falling behind, that you are not enough, that others understand faster and deeper than you do. That fog is lifting. Mercury, your ruling planet, is moving into a phase of sharp clarity, and what was scattered is gathering. What was confusing is simplifying. You will sit down to study, and the material will click in a way it has not clicked before. A concept that felt like a locked door will suddenly swing open, and you will think, oh, that is all it was. That is all I was missing. Trust your mind, Gemini, it is not broken. It was simply waiting for the noise to settle so it could do what it does best: connect, synthesize, understand. Give yourself grace. Take breaks without guilt. Your intelligence is not measured by how many hours you suffer over a textbook. It is measured by how deeply you understand when you are finally at peace. And peace is coming to your studies. Clarity is coming. You will surprise yourself with what you can do when you stop fighting your own mind and start collaborating with it. But that is not all. Let us speak of compatibility, because the universe wants you to know which energies will support you most powerfully in this season. And I am seeing 3 signs standing close to your orbit right now. 3 signs whose presence will amplify your healing, your joy, your sense of being seen. The first is Libra. Libra mirrors your love of beauty, your need for harmony, your desire for a partner who meets you in conversation, in intellect, in the dance of ideas. With Libra, you do not have to explain why you need both stimulation and peace. They understand. They are building their own peace alongside you, and together, the peace doubles. The second is Aquarius. Aquarius speaks to the part of you that craves freedom, that needs a love that does not cage you, that celebrates your individuality rather than asking you to sand down your edges for comfort. With Aquarius, your restlessness is not a problem to solve. It is a gift to explore. And the third is Leo. Leo brings warmth, Leo brings loyalty, Leo brings a love that is proud and vocal and unashamed. With Leo, you will not wonder where you stand. You will not decode mixed signals. You will be adored openly, loudly, without ambiguity. And if one of these signs is already in your life, or arriving soon, pay attention. The universe is sending you a companion for this next chapter. And I want you to notice, Gemini, how every section of this reading has been building toward one central truth. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not too late. Every area of your life, your body, your work, your money, your heart, your family, your mind, your energy, is being tended to simultaneously by forces far larger than your individual worry can comprehend. You do not have to hold it all together. You do not have to white-knuckle your way to the other side. You are being carried. You are being guided. You are being loved by the very fabric of existence, even now, even in this moment of uncertainty, even before the visible miracle arrives. The miracle is already in motion. You simply have to keep breathing, keep trusting, keep showing up as yourself, and let it find you. There is one final part of this reading, Gemini, and it is the part where I speak directly to your soul one last time before we close this sacred space together. I want to leave you with a blessing, with a reminder, with a sense of being held. But before that, I want to ask you gently, if this reading has touched you, if even one sentence landed in a place that needed tending, please tap the like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Share this with a Gemini friend who needs to hear it tonight. Your support allows these messages to travel further, to reach the hearts that are searching for them in the dark. You never know who is crying alone at midnight, scrolling through YouTube, hoping for a sign, and your simple act of sharing might be that sign. Gemini, we have reached the end of our time together today, but I want you to know that this is not an ending. It is a threshold. As we close this sacred space, I am pulling one final card to seal the energy of this reading, to anchor it into your physical reality. And the card that rises from the deck is the World. The World is the ultimate card of completion. It tells me that a massive, sprawling, exhausting karmic cycle in your life is finally, officially, beautifully closing its doors. You have learned the lessons, you have paid the tolls, you have walked the labyrinth in the dark, and now you are stepping out into the light. The World means you are no longer starting from scratch, you are starting from experience. You are stepping into the love, the career, the health, and the peace that you have earned through your quiet, relentless resilience. And I want to bring you back to the very first promise I made to you when you clicked on this video. The promise that there is someone coming who will love you more than anyone ever has. I need you to hold on to that promise when the night feels quiet. I need you to hold on to it when the old doubts try to whisper in your ear. The universe does not make mistakes, and it does not plant a desire in your heart just to watch it wither. If you have been craving a love that is safe, deep, consistent, and breathtakingly real, it is because that love is already looking for you. It is already making its way through the crowd. Do not settle for less while you wait. Do not let loneliness convince you to open the door to someone who only wants to stand in the foyer of your heart. Keep the inner sanctuary clean. Keep the space clear. The one who is meant to stay is on their way, and they will love every single part of you that you were once told was too much. Now, my beautiful Gemini, as we prepare to part ways for today, I must offer you the gentle reminder that has guided this entire reading. The stars, the tarot, the cosmic energies, they are a map. They are a weather forecast for your soul, but they are not absolute fate. You are the one walking the path. You are the one holding the compass. This reading is guidance, meant to illuminate the shadows and highlight the blessings that are already yours. So please, take only what resonates deeply with your spirit. If a word brought you peace, keep it. If a sentence gave you chills, hold it close. And if something did not quite fit the shape of your current reality, simply let it blow away like dandelion seeds in the wind. Your intuition is your ultimate authority. Trust it, honor it. It will never lead you astray. And so, I leave you with this blessing for the days ahead. May your mind be quiet when it needs to rest, and brilliant when it needs to create. May your heart be protected from those who do not know how to hold it, and wide open to the one who does. May your body feel like a safe home, place of comfort rather than a battlefield. May your finances flow with ease, reminding you that you are supported by the earth itself. May your words be heard, may your boundaries be respected, and may your spirit feel deeply, profoundly anchored in its own worth. You are child of the universe, no less than the stars themselves, and you have every right to be here taking up space, asking for love, and receiving it in abundance. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your open heart with me today. It is a privilege to read for you, to sit with you in this digital space, and to witness your beautiful, unfolding journey. If this reading brought you comfort, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a daily forecast. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder of their own magic. And please come back tomorrow. The cosmos has new messages for you, new shifts to reveal, and new blessings to unpack. Until then, keep your head high, keep your heart soft, and remember that you are so deeply loved. Goodbye for now, Gemini. The miracle is yours.